What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Josh, and I'm here back with another video. And as you can see on this video, we got a guy who's been woofing for a super long time. He has the 360 waves. So we're gonna be cutting his hair down to a number 2 guard with the grain. See, man, you know, as you can see, his hair is like super long, like a fro. He's been able to lay it down too. His name is HB3 one time on YouTube. Go over to his YouTube channel. You waivers, you know, he gives out a lot of tips and tricks. So this is where we're gonna be transforming. His wave turned into a fro. Now it's time to get this man right. So let's hop right into this cut. So right now I have my number 2 guard on, and I'm just going around the whole head, going in the same direction as I would brush his hair. I want to make sure that I'm brushing it true to how he's been training it, so I won't have any mess ups. And as I get around the top, around on his right side, as you can see, I'm leaving a lot of hair. And right here I actually went in with my number 4 guard because he has a cowlick right there. So we're going to take that side slow. But right now I'm just cleaning up the rest of the head with my number 2 guard with it all the way closed, going with the grain. Just going all the way around the head, trying to make sure I got everything leveled. Because like the thing about cutting with the grain, you kind of have to make sure you go over the line. So right now I have my number 4 guard on again, and I'm just basically going to be walking down with my guards around the front where he has the cowlick, because a cowlick is when the hair is growing in a different direction. So I have to cut his hair a different way to get it to the same length as the number 2 guard laying down. So right now I have my number 2 guard on once again, and I'm just going with the grain, and I keep going over the same spots. It's just because I want to make sure I get all the hair, but believe it or not, I was actually cutting more. So right here on his cowlick area, as you can see, I'm like checking it to make sure, because I really didn't want to go in. So right here I have my number 3 guard, and I'm just going with the grain, and I'm seeing to not see myself digging into it, you know what I mean, like making a patch. So I went and grabbed my number 2 guard, and I just went with it with the grain. But as you can see, I was going like real slow. Well, actually right here I have my number 4 guard on again, just to be safe. I put my number 4 guard on. I want to go with the grain and against the grain just to check my area. And once I did that, I kind of just decided on, yeah, it's time for me to put that 2 guard on and go with the grain. So, you know, that helped me out a lot. So once I put that 2 guard on, you're gonna see how it's just gonna make that whole front side very even. So right here, right now I'm just cleaning up the area with the number 4 guard against the grain, you know, trying to match it up with the sides. So right here I have my number 2 guard on, and I'm taking it real slow, but I went through and I seen I didn't leave any patches. So I just continue going over his cowlick area with the number 2 guard on to make it even with the rest of the head. And as you can see, it cut it perfectly. It didn't leave any patches in his hair or anything. So that's because I was testing the hair to see which growth pattern it was going in. I always test the hair, because if I didn't do that and I just went in, I probably could have patched them. You know what I mean? So I just take it step by step when it comes to cutting people that has cowlicks and everything. You have to be very cautious, because like you can create something. So right here we're gonna start on my temp fade. On this temp fade, I'm using my Babyliss Gold Effect Skeleton trimmers, and I'm just setting in my first guideline. And I want to keep it kind of low, not too high, you know, right, kind of even with the ear, the top of the ear, a little bit lower. This is usually my starting point when I do any high tapers, like on the side. So right here I have my cordless wall seniors with the clipper all the way open, and I'm going up about 1/2 inch, creating my next guideline in this step of this fade. And I keep going over the same area because I just want to make sure I got everything cut evenly. So right now I have my clipper on with it halfway closed, and I'm flicking under the line and flicking up to the line, taking this line out, as you guys can see, and I'm just brushing and going back in if I need to, just to fix it up even more. So right now I have my 1.5 guard on with it all the way closed. So instead of me going in with my 1 guard or open or 1 guard closed, I went in with my 1.5 because I like to work my way down in this kind of fade so it won't be too high. So I'm going to start off with my 1.5 as you guys can see. Then right now I have my 1 guard on with it all the way open. So right now I'm just going to be slowly blending down with the fade instead of going up, because going up I could have went up into his waves and cut it way too high if I wasn't careful, or if I wasn't familiar with my guard system. But since I'm familiar with my guard system, I know that the 1.5 can be blended perfectly into by the 1 open. The 1.5 closed is like the perfect match for the 1 guard open to go in and fade into. So right now I have my 1 guard closed. So I'm just slowly walking my way down as I'm fading, creating that 1.5 to 1 open to 1 aspect and creating this fade. So right now I have my half guard on right now, and I'm just flicking right under where I went in with my 1 guard closed. And as you can see, we cleared that whole area out, and it's looking pretty good and faded. So right now I have my number 3 guard on. As you guys know, I was going against the grain with the number 4. So with me grabbing the number 2, I was able to blend right into the number 4. And right now I have my number 2 guard on, and I have it all the way open. And that's blending perfectly into the number 3. And now I have it closed. So that's creating a perfect connection between the 1.5 into that 3 guard. See what I'm saying? Since the number 2 is right in between. So right now I'm doing a little cleanup work. I have my 1.5 guard on. I'm just gonna walk my way down in the fade, just backtracking a little bit to make sure that I did everything how I wanted it to be. So right now we're gonna start on the neck taper. I'm starting in with my Babyliss Gold Effect skeleton trimmers like I did on the side taper, and I'm just setting in my first bald line. This is the first initial guideline that you make when doing any skin fades. You always make that bald line first and make sure you put it in very neatly, because it sets the foundation for your guidelines. And as you can see right now, I have my wall seniors with the clippers all the way open with no guard on, and I'm just following the same curvature of my first guideline, and I'm going up about 1/2 inch, creating that area. So right now I have it all the way, well, not all the way closed, I have it halfway closed, and I'm just flicking from the ball area into that no guard open area, starting under the line and flicking up to the line. I was able to create that transition. And right now I have on my wall with the 1 guard with it all the way open, my wall seniors again, and I'm just creating my next guideline. So in the back I have a little bit more space for like fading room, so that's why I started with my 1 guard open. And right now I have my number 1 guard closed, and I'm just flicking at that dark line that you see right there that we created, setting in that guideline with the 1 guard open. So now I'm just going to be walking my way down to blend it into the first transition that we did. And right now I have my half guard on, and I'm just going to be taking this line out completely. As you guys can see, that it's blending perfectly right into that area that we created with the 1 guard open, connecting the bottom and the top. So right now we're going to be blending the rest of the hair into the bulk of the hair where the waves sit at, the darker hair. So I'm going to start with my number 3 guard, and I'm going to be blending down all the way until I meet the 1 guard open. If you guys pay attention, if you understand what I'm saying, I'm going to work my way down. This is what I call fading down. I work my guard system down until the lowest point that I stopped at to start doing fading down techniques. So I started with a number 3 guard, and I'm going to be fading down until I come back and end up with my 1 guard open again. And through that process, it might not be perfect, like perfectly faded. So as you guys know, I always come back and do some cleanup work. So right now I'm just working my way down with the guards. As you can see, I had my 1 guard on, now I have no guard on. Just, you know, using the corners, doing like a little thin and sheer type of technique. So now that we're done with the neck taper and the side taper, we're going to be cleaning up his beard. I cut his beard down to a number 2 guard all the way closed. He wanted it lower and not so thick, so that's what we did for him. And I'm going to be fading his beards into his taper. We're not going to leave a point on his beard. We're going to be fading it into the taper. So right now, as you guys can see, I'm just fading the beard in. And I'll let you guys sit and watch that. It's the same process as fading a taper or any kind of fade. It's just going in the opposite direction, which is going down. But the good thing is the hair still grows downward, so you still gotta like fade up. Same process of doing it any other fade when it's blending. You just don't want to go too low to the cheeks. So right now we're going to be doing this lineup. For his lineup, I'm using my Babyliss Gold Effect Skeleton Trimmers, as you guys know I always use. And I'm just going to be keeping this lineup pretty natural. He had a lot of hair to grow in a little bit around his edges, so you know I have to come back and clean it up, make it look good. As you can see, those lines are looking good. And like you guys know, that neck line on that taper, it's like crazy. I think doing tapers is one of my favorite haircuts to do. Like, that lineup is crazy. Let me know what you guys think about this lineup in the comments. And as you guys know, we're always keeping it natural. We're not pushing anything back. We're keeping everything natural. His hair kind of sits up from the front because of that cowlick. As you guys can see right there, it kind of like has a little flip to it or something. But you know, everybody knows about the cowlicks. But that neckline is super, super dope to me. Like, one of my favorite things to do. As you guys see, we got them crispy on both sides on the neckline. Now I'm just going to be lining up his beard a little bit. Keeping everything with a masculine look. You don't want to bring the hair under the beard up too close to the jawline, because it loses the masculinity look into it. And right now I'm just thinning out his mustache, making it thin like he wants it. Kind of makes it look a little bit cleaner once it's like thinned out like this, you know what I mean? It's like, it gives it some unity, some uniformity look. I don't know what I'm talking about, uniformity, but anyways, I'm getting my boy right. I'm going in with my razor, and I'm razoring the top because I want it to be as sharp as it can be, and I want it to keep as high as I can. And using that razor gives me the accuracy that I want. Whenever using a razor, I get all the accuracy. As you can see, man, that razor line looking good. I'm gonna show you the front view so you guys can see. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? It's symmetry, natural symmetry. And I'm just gonna be cleaning up the top, you know, his lineup with the razor so it doesn't grow back as fast. His hair grows back super duper fast. Like, this is a client I have that comes in every week to get a haircut. And right now, you know, guys, I always finish off with my shaver. I'm using my Babyliss Gold shaver. I love this shaver. It's like the best $100 I ever spent. You too, you see it here. You seen it first. You seen where we brought this man from. Now it's time to show you guys the cut. You seen it for your own eyes. Look at them waves. Look at the lines. Everything popping. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you hit a thumbs up. It's your boy Josh, and don't forget you can follow me on Instagram at Joshxbarber. I'm out.